Delicious. This particular group of 4 trees or 5 trees here are the trees that we're going to keep really short and tight. So this is the old Santa Rosa, the first one that we started with 18 years ago, back in the original hedgerow. This is our new heavy prune Santa Rosa. So we can see we've already had a fair amount of growth this year. It was tipped back a little bit, probably by one of the orchard guys back in maybe April or May. But it's still a lot taller than what I want. I want to try and keep this tree down to well below 5 feet. So we're going to come back in here at about 4.5, and we're going to take the whole top out of this tree right now. I'm trying to make sure that each one of these, the major cuts that I'm making, is pruned to an outward growing bud. And we've talked about that in the past. I want my next flush of growth to come out and not in. So if I prune to a nice vigorous outward growing bud, that next flush of growth is going to come out away from the tree and give me that kind of a candelabra effect, so that the tree finishes off nice and short and beefy. I want to re-emphasize again that I'm not telling anybody not to be detail oriented. You know, sometimes it almost looks like I'm mindlessly pruning this tree, but I want you to understand that I've pruned a lot of trees in my career. I have a goal for every one of these cuts. You know, there's a purpose for every one of these cuts. So I'm just making sure that I'm keeping the tree maintained to a small size. I'm pruning it out fairly quickly because I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. If you're a detail oriented person, please spend as much time on this as you like. You can spend a half an hour or 45 minutes on a tree if that works for you. I want to get this done. I want to do every tree in less than 5 minutes. So I'm looking to get in and out of here quick. And as long as I'm making the cuts where I want, my next flush of growth is going to be nice and beautiful. I can come back in the winter. I can open up this center a little bit. I've got plenty of fruiting wood down here. In fact, we had a decent set of fruit on this tree this year. There's still a few fruit hanging on. So they're later season, they're a little smaller, what's left over. Delicious, end of July Santa Rosa. This is our Double Delight Nectarine. It's a really nice short specimen, and we're going to keep it short like the Santa Rosa. So again, I'm looking for outward growing buds to get my next flush of growth in the right direction. And I'm checking the vigor. I'm taking all the big vigorous leads out of here, just down to a nice short size, so that that next flush of growth, the next flush of growth this summer, is going to pretty much give us a finished size on this tree. One more flush of growth up to about 5.5 feet. That's going to be where we're going to maintain this tree forever. Double Delight's one of my favorite midsummer yellow nectarine varieties. It's just absolutely beautiful when it blooms, and the fruit quality is really good. It's a nice yellow, big yellow freestone with an orange blush. The flavor is incredible. It has Zager genetics in it, of course, and it's one of those varieties that we always look forward to here at the nursery. There we go. Summer pruning is something that you're going to do every year, and you can do it several times throughout the year. You don't need to be limited to trees that are already past their fruiting stage. You can prune early. You can incorporate summer pruning into some of your thinning in May and even early June. And you can go out several times through the summer and do a little bit of work at a time just to keep things in check, just to keep things in balance so that they're manageable for you. And manageable for me, again, 7.5, 8 feet tall is my final mature size of almost all the trees in my orchard. Manageable for you is whatever works for you. There are no rules to this, and you can grow your trees to any size that you feel manageable. So have fun with it. Don't be intimidated by summer pruning. Keep your trees balanced and size controlled so you can do most of your work from the ground. Enjoy fresh fruit every day of the year.